When I say the word sports car, things that come to mind are a two-door roadster or a coupe. Usually not a four-door sedan like this. This is the 8th generation 2016 Nissan Maxima, and as you can see, it's been totally redesigned. Nissan calls this a four-door sports car. So we're going to find out. We're here in beautiful, gorgeous Quebec, and we're going to put this car through its paces.
So the all-new 2016 Maxima started as the sports sedan concept at the North American International Auto Show in Detroit just last year. It actually won the best concept as voted by Auto Week magazine, and we really want to translate that concept car to reality. So there's a lot of challenges taking a concept to the actual car you see in the flesh today. So that's crisp stamping on the body panels, sharp lines. One of the distinct features is the floating roof line, which you see the blackout A, B, and C pillars. Really a dramatic style to the car.
When you see this car on the road, there is no mistaking that this is a new Maxima. The styling is completely wild compared to all the previous generations of Maximas, and could be a little polarizing. Some might like it, or some might think it's a little too much. Personally, I like it. This model is the SR model, which is their performance model, and for exterior changes, it gets 19-inch alloys instead of 18-inch. If you thought the exterior was dramatic, wait till you see this interior. Just have a look at it. There's so many little details that you would normally find in very, very high-end premium vehicles. We have a beautiful D-shaped steering wheel, but on the steering wheel and throughout the entire dash and the middle console, you have this beautiful stitching, and it's actually color matched to the seats. These happen to be leather seats with Alcantara quilted inserts and Alcantara actual suede material on the steering wheel itself. And here's the industry first. This brushed metal on the dash here throughout the dash is a textured, almost an embossed type of metal. It actually is like a 3D raised up pattern on it. It's really, really cool. Now the Alcantara on the steering wheel and on the seats come with this model, which is the SR model, but you'd be surprised what comes standard on all Maximas.
So the interior of the new Maxima is actually inspired by jet fighter planes, which means it has a cockpit interior. So the Maxima comes with a standard navigation screen. It's 8 inches, it's a touch screen, works like a smartphone, pinch and swipe, but it's actually angled 7 degrees towards the driver, again, to enhance that cockpit feel. We also have a large display screen between the speedometer and tachometer, which displays all the critical elements of the vehicle, just like you'd find in a fighter jet.
Here's a very practical feature that I love is this compartment here. First of all, you have your auxiliary in and 2 USB ports for your devices. Once you plug them in though, there is a separate wall here and a holder for your device. And you have room in the back as well. Very well thought out.
So with the Nissan Maxima, it has some roots as a sports sedan or a sports car. It also has the practicality of 4 doors. So when we set out for this car, we wanted to make sure that we carried both the performance level and practicality level into the car. So we started with our VQ35 engine. We upped the horsepower, it's now 300 horsepower, but with improved fuel economy. We also added a revised Xtronic transmission, which improves the tuning and how we get that power to the road. In addition, we have 4 doors. We haven't sacrificed the practicality. So that's really what the 4-door sports car philosophy is taking the best of both worlds.
Now, as I said about the interior, there are a lot of amenities on the inside that make it really feel like a much more upscale vehicle, like a heated steering wheel, very handy for those up in Canada like we're in here in the wintertime, and also heated and cooled ventilated seats as well. The new Maxima is actually bigger than the previous outgoing model, and believe it or not, it's lighter, about 80 pounds lighter, and with the use of better aluminums and high tensile steel, they can actually make the chassis even more rigid. So this car really does have a sporty feel, and it really drives a lot lighter than you would expect a car this size. For more sport, there is a sport button, and once you press that, it actually extends the shifts a little bit longer. It also stiffens the steering, making it feel a little bit sportier. The SR model that we're driving here has a differently tuned suspension along with different dampeners and also an additional module that tells the transmission to actually downshift and use engine braking more. So if you're on a track or on nice twisty roads like we have here in Quebec, it's a nice feature to have. Now the suspension is a little bit stiffer, which can be a little bit more jarring on these older Quebec roads as well. The transmission is a CVT transmission, but before you knock it, this single-speed transmission is very effective in this product. Nissan has always been very good at making the CVT transmission work well. This one is no exception. You actually have preset shift points, you have paddle shifters even, and it really emulates a real live transmission, yet maintains that efficiency for performance, leaving you in that perfect power band all the time and for fuel efficiency. With the combination of being lighter, having better aerodynamics, and the CVT, the fuel economy has been improved with ratings of 10.8 liters per 100K in the city and 7.9 on the highway. On the drive from Ontario to Quebec, believe it or not, we reached 8 liters per 100K doing 120 kilometers an hour, which is really impressive. Now this car would be a great car for a long road trip. It has no problem passing, it's got tons of get up and go, and very comfortable seats. The Maxima actually provides a lot of car for the money and is a very good value. In fact, the starting price of the new Maxima is lower than the previous generation and you get more equipment.
So the Nissan Maxima comes in 4 trim levels, starting with the SV model, price point of $35,900. Comes with that standard navigation. It also has a lot of great standard features. Heated leather seats, heated steering wheel. And then you move up to an SL model, you're gonna get a panoramic moonroof. We have SR, which is our sporty model with bigger 19-inch diamond machine finish wheels, as well as lots of great sporting features. And our top-of-the-line Platinum model is 43.3, and with all the equipment you could possibly want.
Is this a sports car? I think it's very subjective, kind of like this action cam here. People have seen these obviously, and is this a professional camera? Probably not to some people, but it also makes its way into a lot of professional productions. So to some people, it is a professional camera. Same applies for this vehicle here. To some, this is not enough sports car. You're not going to take this on the track, but to others, it's more sports car than they need. So if you're looking for a sporty car that has no compromises for passengers, functionality, and of course, all those luxurious amenities, you should definitely check out this one.